Good morning, grade 7E. Welcome back on this wonderful Monday morning. Okay, today we are talking about fractions and percentages, and we're on page 98 of the Green Book, activity 6.6a. That's what you're going to finish for me today. Now, the word percent means out of 100. So if you see that you got 25% for a test, that means you got 25 correct out of 100. So on your test, I will write 25 out of 100. And I will give you a face like this. Not good enough. Okay, so if you got 30 out of 100, we would write that as 30%. 45% means that you got 45 out of a possible 100. So in the first question, they say, in question 1, they say, change the percentage into a common fraction. A common fraction, the small number at the top, bigger number at the bottom. Your numerator is going to be 25 and your denominator 100 with a denominator of 100. Then they say, calculate the percentage of the given amounts. Okay, first one that we have. The first question, they said 25% of 24, then they give you a semicolon, 16 semicolon 84. So that means 25% of 24, that's the first one that you need to calculate, 25% of 16 and 25% of 84. So let's start with the first one. When you see 25% like that, you immediately rewrite that as a common fraction, 25 over 100. If you see the word of, you replace it with a multiplication sign, times. And 24 is exactly the same as 24 on 1. Okay, now it's easy. Now we need to simplify. The first step before we start our multiplication top with top and bottom with bottom, we need to simplify. So I'm going to say, how do I simplify 25 over 100? Easy, divided by 25 divided by 25. What you do at the top, you need to do at the bottom. Then I end up with 25 divided by 25. That gives me 1. And 100 divided by 25 gives me 4 times 24 over 1. Now, multiply the top with the top, multiply the bottom with the bottom. Then I end up with 1 times 24 gives me 24 over 4 times 1. That's 4. And now it's simple division sum. 24 divided by 4. And that gives me 6. So the first answer will be 6. Let's do the next one. 25%. I rewrite it. 25 over 100 of times 16. I rewrite that as a fraction. That's 16 over 1. Once again, I simplify. I know now, divided by 25, that will give me 1 over 4. So if I rewrite that, it's 1 over 4 times 16 over 1. I can simplify from the top to the bottom, or I can just say top times top, bottom times bottom. That gives me 16 over 4. 1 times 16, 16, 4 times 1, 4. Now it's a simple division. 16 divided by 4, that gives me 4. Next one. 25 on 100. 25%, that's the same as 25 over 100. Times 84, 84 on 1. I simplify. Divided by 25, divided by 25. 25 divided by 25, 1. 100 divided by 25, 4. I rewrite it. Now, top times top, bottom times bottom, gives me 84 over 4. And now it's a simple division. How many times will 4 go into 8? Well, that's twice, and 4 into 4 once. Answer 21. Okay, now you complete the rest of them. It's only from 1A to 1D. And now I'm going to move on to number 2. Here they say, calculate and round off each answer to the nearest cent. So they give you more than one things to do in the sum. Make sure that when you get to your answer that you go back and that you check, did I actually do what they asked me to do? So in this sum, number 2D, they say, calculate and round off each answer to the nearest cent, and they give you 18% of 1,547. 1,547. Okay, now this is how you do it. Say that is equals to 18%. I rewrite that as a fraction. That's going to give me 18 over 100 of, that's going to be times, and then I rewrite 1,547. Yeah, 1,547 over 1. Now I need to simplify. Now the easiest way to simplify would be top to bottom over here. So I'm going to start by saying divided by 2, divided by 2, and then I get 18 divided by 2, that will give me 9, and 100 divided by 2, that will give me 50, times 1,547 over 1. Okay, now I'm going to say top times top and bottom times bottom. So if I do a quick sum over here, I say 1,547 times 9. 7 times 9 gives me 63. 6 carries over. 4 times 9 gives me 36. Plus 6 gives me 42. 4 carries over. 4 times 9 gives me 45. Plus 4 gives me 49. 4 carries over. 1 times 9, 9 plus 4, 13. Okay, that's quite a big number. So I end up having 13923 at the top. And at the bottom, I end up having 50. 9 times 1,547 gives me 13923. And 50 times 1 gives me 50. Okay, move on, thank you. Okay, now I have to divide. I prefer doing this as a short division, and I do it like this. I say 50 will divide into 139 how many times? Okay, 50 goes into 100 twice. 50 will go into 150, but I don't have 150, I only have 139. So 50 will go into 139 twice. What's left over? 39 is left over, so I've already used that part. So 39 is left over. Now I have 392. And 392 divided by 50. Okay, 50 will fit into 306 times. 50 will fit perfectly into 350 7 times. 5 times 7 gives me 35. That's how I know it. Okay, so 7 is going to work. And then I'll be left with 350 minus 392. That will give me 42. So I end up having 42 over here. So that's 423. So how many times will 50 divide into 423? 50 will go into 400 8 times. So I've got 8. What's left over? 23. 23 is going to be left over. 23 parts out of a possible 50 because I'm dividing by 50. Okay, if you did a normal division sum, you would have ended up with a remainder of 23. But you always need to rewrite that as a fraction. And because we are dividing by 50, 50 will be your denominator, and 23 parts out of a possible 50 will be left over. But we are working with rands. So this part will be the cents, but cents, there's a 100 cent in 1 rand. So I have to change this to an equivalent fraction out of 100. So how did I get from 50 to 100? I said 50 times 2, that will be 23 times 2. That means that I've got 46 out of 100, 46 cents. So my answer over here will be I'll squash it in here at the bottom of the page. 278 and 46 cents. That's my answer, 278 Rand and 46 cents. This is the most difficult one of the 4 sums that they give you in the book. You have to try this on your own. This is very important. You have to go and sort this out for yourself. So try and try again. If you get stuck, come back to the video, watch it again. Okay, next page. Number 3A. Let me just get this into the... Yeah, there we go. Okay, they say, study the circle. What percentage of the circle is yellow? I changed the colors. I didn't have black and gray. So here we go. What percentage of the circle is yellow? Now I can see by looking at it, by now you should know that this is a half. And if I look at this part, I know that that part is a quarter. And if I look at the pink part, I know that just by looking at this whole section is a quarter. So that section is half of a quarter. Half of a quarter. And if I do that sum, replace the of with the times, I can see that that gives me 1 times 1, 1, 2 times 4, 8. That means that that part is 1/8. And this part will also be 1/8. Okay, but the question was, what percentage of this circle is yellow? So I know the fraction is a half, but they want the percentage. So it's a half times 100 over 1. That's how I work out a percentage from a fraction. So if I do this, top times top, bottom times bottom, that gives me 100. The numerator is 100, and my denominator will be 2. That's an improper fraction, so I need to simplify that. 100 divided by 2 gives me 50%. Very important. 50%. Let's do green. Okay, Ethan, I hope you are with us. I hope you're understanding it. Next one. Green. This is a quarter. So if I work out the percentage of a quarter, it's a quarter times 100 over 1 to get the percentage. That gives me 100 over 4. 100 divided by 4 gives me 25%. Pink. Pink, 1/8. 1/8 times 100 over 1. That gives me 100 over 8. Top times top, bottom times bottom. There we go. Okay, let's divide. If you can't do this, start small. Divided by 2, divided by 2. Then I get 50 over 4. I can say this again. Divided by 2, divided by 2. Then I get 25 over 2. And now I just divide it in. How many times will 2 divide into 2? Once. How many times will 2 divide into 5? Twice. What is left over? I have 1 over. Because 2 times 2 gives me 4. But I have 5, so 1 is left over. 1 is left over out of a possible 2. So my answer here will be 12.5%. Or you can write that as 12,5. 12,5%. Okay, now they say pink and yellow. What percentage of the circle is pink and yellow? And means plus. So we've got to say pink, that's 1/8, plus yellow, that's a half. If I add the two together, the most important thing to remember, my denominator needs to be the same. So I've got to say times 4 times 4. So that will give me 1/8 plus 4 over 8, and that gives me 5/8. Now I need to work out the percentage. So how do I do that? 5/8 times 100 over 1. 5 times 100, 500. 8 times 1, 8. Now it's a simple division sum. How many times will 8 go into 50? So 50 divided by 8. Let's try a few sums. 8 times 6 will give me 48, so it's going to be 6. 2 is going to be left over. And now 20 divided by 8, that's going to fit in twice because 2 times 8 gives me 16. What's going to be left over? 4 is going to be left over. 4 out of a possible 8. But I need to simplify that. So I'm not changing anything with my whole number. That's going to be 62. And this I simplify. Or I can say divided by 4, divided by 4. And that gives me 1 over 2, 62.5%. I can rewrite that as 62.5%. Okay, so you go and finish number 3A in your book. Number 4. This shop is having a big sale. Each item is shown with its original price and the percentage discount in the sale. Now they say, calculate how much you will pay for each item. That is after you took away the discount. So I'm going to show you the bicycle. They give you a picture with a few items in it, but I'm going to work out the bicycle. I'm going to show you how to do it, and then you can do the rest on your own. Okay, the price of the bicycle was 700 Rand. Now they say they have a discount of less 30%. As soon as I see 30%, I rewrite that as 30 over 100. So I'm going to work out the discount now. The discount, 30 over 100 times the price of the bicycle. And now we simplify. 1 0 at the top, 1 0 at the bottom, 1 0 at the top, 1 0 at the bottom. What I effectively did here, I said divided by 100 at the top and divided by 100 at the bottom. Then I end up with a 7 at the top and a 1 at the bottom. So that leaves me with 30 over 1 times 7 over 1. Now if I multiply that, top with top and bottom with bottom, I get 3 times 7 gives me 21. I add that 0, don't forget the 0, over 1. That's 210. But 210 what? 210 cats? 210 dogs? It's 210? Yes, Jessie, 210 Rand. 210 Rand. But now I worked out the discount. That was the discount that was given. So how do I work out what I'm going to pay for the bicycle? That's easy. It's going to be the original price was 700 Rand for the bicycle. And the discount, 30% discount, worked out to be 210 Rand. Now I just subtract that. 700 minus 200 gives me 500. Minus 10, 490. So, price of the bicycle? The bicycle will cost me 490 Rand. That's it. Okay, guys, good luck. I'm sure you can do it. You need to struggle with these. You need to sort this out. These are the easy ones, so you've got to do it again and again until you get it right. Good luck, guys. Work hard, Sladio. Keenan, I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.